That game just made me want to, as a Penn State fan, just made me want to cry.
I texted you the word James, period, Franklin, period. I felt so bad for you. First of all, I was sitting there going, how is this game 3-3 in the third quarter? And how is Penn State down 17-3? And how is this game in overtime? And then oh yeah, Penn State lost because James Franklin.
I think he's now 4-21 in top 10 matchups.
It's either 4-20 or 4-21. It's one of those numbers. Listen, I thought this was going to be the Ryan Day situation where everybody was getting pissed off at Ryan Day, and Ryan Day goes on to win the national championship and saves his job at Ohio State. If James Franklin doesn't win the national championship, there is no way I think he returns to Penn State at this point.
No, and we still have to go to Ohio State. Yeah, Ohio State's going to smash Penn State. So,
it's not even, and James Franklin's an offensive guy. It's not even the defense that's the problem. It's the offense that's the problem. Drew Adler looked very shaky.
Well, he came on late, but here's the thing. They brought in like 3 wide receivers via the transfer portal, and they're so reluctant to pass the ball. Penn State is so run dependent. It's not even funny. And Dante Moore on the other side for Oregon, he's a redshirt sophomore, I think it is. And he didn't look rattled at all by the whiteout.
No, I thought he played pretty well and made 2 big key throws down the field. Now, one of them, I don't remember what the score was. I think it was still 3-3. He rolls out to the right and he throws it. It was on a line to the receiver. There was clear holding on Oregon. I thought Oregon got away with 2 or 3 clear holding calls on big plays. They did not call back, but I didn't think that decided the game.
Yeah, but Oregon, they rightfully deserved to win that game because they looked like the better team.
They made more plays than Penn State, and they won the line of scrimmage. And Penn State came out flat at home.
Yes, in the whiteout. How do you come out that flat and look that inept offensively in the whiteout?
Well,
in a top 6 matchup. But
it wasn't a whiteout, but you could also, I was about to say, it was not a whiteout, but you could make the same case for Georgia, who came out flat, uninspired at home, and Kirby Smart has yet now to defeat Alabama in the regular season. And we said it a couple weeks ago, this may be Alabama's worst season in forever. They lost to Florida State, who also just lost.
Yeah, Alabama benefited greatly. Check this out. Everybody thought for sure ESPN College Game Day was going to be in Tallahassee, Florida for this week for Miami against Florida State. But once Florida State lost and Alabama won, guess where College Game Day is going to be this week? Tuscaloosa, Alabama, for Vanderbilt against Alabama.
Vanderbilt's undefeated in the SEC.
When was the last time Vanderbilt was featured on College Game Day? I've been watching the show for years, and I don't remember Vanderbilt ever being featured on College Game Day.
Last year, I didn't even know Vanderbilt had a football team until Diego Pavia beat Alabama.
Yeah. But you know what Alabama should be saying to Georgia? The same chant Yankees fans were chanting to Pedro Martinez when he pitched for the Boston Red Sox. Who's your daddy? Who's your daddy? Because Alabama owns Georgia. They freaking threw a screen pass to a lineman.
Yeah, to a 375-pound offensive lineman, and he legitimately almost scored. And Ty Simpson, I thought about the way Jalen Milroe played last year against Georgia. I thought Ty Simpson got himself an NFL job last night. Like, whenever he's ready, I know he's probably a year or so away, that kid's going to play in the NFL based on the way he played Saturday night.
He probably put himself right back in the Heisman conversation.
Yeah, the Heisman conversation is weird this year. There's not really any player going off. the college football this year almost feels like Major League Baseball, where it's very balanced. Like Ohio State's good. They beat an okay Washington team on the road. We still don't know how good Ohio State really is. We're not going to find out until they play Penn State.
Yeah. We could find out how good they are when they play at Illinois, I guess.
Oh, Illinois. I mean, they barely beat USC. I will say that kid for USC, the quarterback, is very impressive.
Yes. But Ohio State hosts Minnesota this week on prime time. Whoop-de-frickin' do. Ohio State's going to destroy them.
The other thing is, right, early in the year, Nussmeier, the kid from LSU, the quarterback, was a leading Heisman candidate. What the hell happened to LSU? They completely were out of sorts against Ole Miss.
Oh, yeah, Ole Miss looks legit. Their starting quarterback should be in the Heisman Trophy discussion. I forget his name off the top of my head, but so you'll have to forgive me on that one. But Ole Miss looks legit right now. And then you go to Florida State against Virginia. I think Florida State got caught looking ahead to that Miami game. The fact that it was a Friday night in Charlottesville, Virginia's not really a football school. They're more of a basketball school. So I think they got caught looking ahead to that Miami showdown. But give credit to Virginia. They took it to Florida State. By the way, I loved that the ACC allowed us as the fans to actually hear everything in terms of the replay. Yes. I loved that, especially on that play where Castellanos, or however you say it, throws it to the wide receiver late in that game, and he bobbles it. It looked like he made the catch. They called it a touchdown, and they let us hear everything into why they eventually overturned it.
Yeah, I don't have a strong opinion yet on college football as a whole this year, besides the fact that I don't think Arch Manning's very good, and I think Ohio State's probably the best team in the country, but I don't know yet.
So far, that Texas win doesn't look nearly as impressive now for Ohio.
No, it doesn't. And again, we're going to see if Texas can bounce back. I believe it's 2 weeks, the Red River rivalry game against Oklahoma.
Yes, which John Mateer is now injured for Oklahoma, so we'll see how the Sooners are.
It's a weird year. Again, and this is one of my issues with college football, is we're last week we had such a good weekend, right? We had 3 or 4 top 15 matchups with such a great weekend. Then the next week, you lose all that momentum.
Yeah, I agree. There's not really one game that you're like, oh my God, I have to watch that.
Kirk Herbstreit was saying this the other day, that college football needs a commissioner and it needs a scheduling committee, and I completely agree with him.
I do like that the SEC is going to this nine opponent system, and they're going to have each team has 3 teams that they're going to play every season.
If I was the commissioner, this is what I would do. Week 1, I create every possible top 10 matchup I could. Week 2 is your cupcake game. That's it. You get one cupcake. It's week 2 at home, and then you take your bye either week 3 or week 4. But starting in this week, it's all conference play, and you just they're doing in the SEC now. But you get the major conference games every single week. We spread them out a little bit. So last week would have been Alabama, Georgia. This week could have been Oregon, Penn State. The NFL does. Somebody pointed this out. Could you imagine the NFL putting on Packers, Cowboys, and Ravens, Chiefs at the same time? No, they would never, because they're big brands.
Yeah. And the other thing I like about the NFL schedule is you play your division opponents once at home, once on the road. Yes. I get that college football has tried divisions and they don't really do that. But it would kind of be cool to have Ohio State play Penn State in Columbus, and in that same season also had to play in Penn State. Why not?
I agree. I always thought take your major rival. So I always thought like whatever the rivalry weekend is. So for Ohio State, that's Michigan. I always thought one of them play 2 times a year. Once at the beginning of the year and once at the end of the year.
Yeah, I get that. I disagree with, because you want it to be that you have bragging rights for whoever wins.
But again, this is a new era in college football. College football has no traditions left. And everybody's trying to hang on to the last weekend and the Iron Bowl and Ohio State, Michigan. Well, guess what? Those games are only good if the teams are good. Both of them. The Iron Bowl hasn't meant jack crap in 5 years.
Oh, I still love the Iron Bowl. That's still one of my favorite rivalries.
Okay, but you're a rivalry guy. Is the game good guy. I don't care about a rivalry because at the time in college football, if you're not a good football team, like in the NFL, a bad team can beat a good team. In college football, it doesn't work like that.
Well, it can, not very often, though.
That's what I'm saying, but not very often.